Hey, how's it going, everyone? SatsMate is here, and today I am going to talk to you about buying back your time with Bitcoin. Now, this is one of these very important topics because we only have so much time on this earth, right? And I often see people that they have to work several jobs to make ends meet. Or maybe they want to make a lot of money and they have to work weekends and evenings and on vacations and stuff. And what I found with Bitcoin is it's an excellent storage of time. And, we don't want to be in a situation where we need to consistently work our entire lives. We need to work till we're 65, 70, 75. No, we want to be in a situation where eventually we can get off that treadmill of nonstop working and actually put our money in something that appreciates and outperforms inflation. So, it's one of those things too where, I often see people in my company, they're in this kind of never-ending trap where they are an analyst, senior analyst, they'll get promoted, and then they'll get to be a manager. And then when they get to be a manager, maybe there's some lifestyle creep, but then they realize that the manager salary isn't enough anymore. So then they try to become a senior manager. And so there's this kind of cycle of consistently where every couple of years they need to move up the ladder because of the fiat debasement. And sometimes it does have to do with the lifestyle creep. But, I recognize that people do this for years upon years. And then at the end of the day, they want to put their time towards something that doesn't debase, right? So it's funny. When I started my job a few years ago, several years ago, one bonus would equate to about 1.2 Bitcoin. And then the next year came, and then it was equivalent to about 0.3, 0.4 Bitcoin. And then the next year came, and it was equivalent to 0.1 Bitcoin. And now, in the future, one bonus will equal, 0.01 Bitcoin, 0.05 Bitcoin. The point I'm trying to make here is, if I were just keeping that in fiat or buying a new car or going to a nice restaurant, which is fine, it's good to enjoy, you have to enjoy your money, that's costing me years more of work in my life, right? Because you can get one bonus used to equate 1 Bitcoin. Now one bonus equals 0.1 Bitcoin. And in the future, it's going to be 0.05 Bitcoin. So it's like, if you can do the math and you can see where it's going, why not just allocate more to the Bitcoin? Because in the future, it's going to be worth a lot more. So it actually inverts our mindset. Bitcoin inverts the fiat monetary system. Traditionally, we have to spend, we need debt, we need credit, we need all this stuff because we are in a situation where our money is becoming worth less and less. But with Bitcoin, it'll turn that all upside down because your money will be worth more and more. Fiat worth less and less, money, Bitcoin worth more and more. So it's cool because, I went to Mexico a few years ago, and one of the things I noticed is a lot of the people, they chased their passions. So I know people that were, saxophone players, and people that were craftsmen, and people that were, they made boots, and they worked with leather. And, it was one of those things where imagine a world or a future where you don't need to chase 3 fiat jobs to make ends meet. Imagine a future where you don't need to consistently make more and more money. You just need to keep the same amount of money and keep buying Bitcoin because your money will be worth more. You don't need to earn more. Your money will be worth more. And in the future, you can actually pursue higher level talents like dancing and acting and you name it. But essentially, we're in a situation now where that can be possible. These people I saw in Mexico a few years ago, they didn't have that fiat stress of, I need to work 2 or 3 jobs to do what I love. It was a wholesome, I love to do this. I love singing. I love dancing. I'm going to do this, right? And so here in America, I think we're on that nonstop grind of like, we got to keep earning more. We got to work 8 hours a day, even though it's not the industrial age anymore, guys. And you can chase your passions and get off that fiat hamster wheel by selling your soul. It's like I see so many people, I ask them, do they like their job, and they hate it. But it's like, okay, if you hate it, then move on to something else, right? And they're like, no, I need it to make ends meet. So, it's one of those things where I get the trap because everything is so expensive. Rent and mortgages are going up and up. You got to also keep your income to match that, or you're falling behind. So, I think in the future, people will do what they love if we're on a Bitcoin standard. If we're on a fiat standard, I think we're going to see more of this grind get worse and worse as time goes on. Now, there's some people that I've seen that they have an excellent car, excellent home. They really live a great life. I mean, they eat well, but they have to work 6-7 days a week. They need to work long hours, and albeit nice, if you just worked 3 or 4 hours a week, 5 hours or 5 days a week, just bought Bitcoin, you probably have a similar or close net worth as someone in those. Maybe you're not outperforming. That those people are putting in a lot of work. They're building their businesses, right? That's cash flow. But the point I'm trying to make is there's some people that get more time in their life, and they get a decent amount of money. And sometimes others are selling their soul to make money. And what's the purpose of the money? Well, I know people that make a lot of money so they can go on vacations. Well, why not just vacation now while you're young, right? So, and it's another one where it's the other way, the corporate. I look at it like the corporate people that sell their soul for 5 days a week with long commutes, and they just make ends meet. So I don't think the 7 days a week is better than the 5 days a week. I think it's both. You're selling your soul just to make ends meet. Maybe you're making extra money to buy nice things, but it's still a golden handcuff. But Bitcoin can get rid of those golden handcuffs. So, it's one of those things too where we need to be honest with our situations. Where do you feel like you fit right now in the system? So when I kind of look at it, just try to find a way to stack over the next couple of years what you're comfortable with, and then focus on, hey, if you can do something a few hours a day, what would it be? For me, I like podcasts. I like videos. I want to restart the videos soon. I also like working out. So who knows, maybe travel type podcasts and videos. But what would you choose? And I think most of us would choose to work a few hours a day and live the life how we want. Not have to be at a certain place at a certain time in a certain cubicle. And Bitcoin is actually called a time chain. Every 10 minutes, a new block is formed. Every 10 minutes, we have a lot of nodes validating the network and auditing the supply and the transactions in the blockchain. So leverage the time chain. Why would you store your money in something that's depreciating in value? Like fiat dollars, right? Because that's your time. Then you're actually storing your money in something that is losing value. And why? And losing time, because time is money, right? So if you're storing something that's losing time, you're actually losing your own life energy and your own time on this earth. So buy back your time with the time chain. It's called the time chain for so many reasons, and I think the way I look at it is money can't debase your time and limited life energy, and Bitcoin is that money that can't do that, whereas fiat is the exact opposite. So for that reason alone, I think Bitcoin is priceless. It's not worth $1 million. It's not worth 10 million. It's not worth 100 million. It's not worth $1 billion. It's priceless because you can't create more of it artificially. Now, I think we'll all understand that at our own pace throughout time, but I only say that because I want you guys to have the best life possible, right? I've seen this for a few years now, but I sometimes wonder why people work so hard in jobs they hate. It's like, buy back your time with Bitcoin, and then you'll be in a position to do whatever you want with your time. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Please be sure to share it, like it, comment, and I will be sure to see you guys in the next one.